Y'all, I know it has been a minute, but I am ready to get back into the collection series with part 6.
Let me change your life. You wanna see that you can be anything you want, baby.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl AnEyeIVKicks. So we are back into the collection series. Again, guys, I know it has been a minute. There's been so much going on. So before I get into this, I want to remind y'all, I want to remind those of y'all that have been with me, if you're new to the channel, I want to let y'all know, I am going to be doing a giveaway once I wrap this entire collection series. So y'all, in order to win, you've got to be subscribed to the channel, and you've got to be paying attention to all of the collection series videos, because the question or whatever I'm going to do as the giveaway, like, you're gonna have to be familiar with a little bit of everything. So make sure you go check out all the videos. Go check out some of the older stuff too that's not part of the collection series while you're at it. Some seriously good stuff there, you know, not to toot my own horn, but a little beep beep there for you. And also like this video and comment below, you know, as I go along, what are some of your favorite 11s or 12s in my collection? What's some that are your favorite that I don't have in the collection that you think maybe I should? Give me some ideas. I'm always open to ideas for, you know, new additions to the collection. Never a bad thing. Although my bank account would like to argue otherwise. But anyhow, guys, make sure you're also sharing this with your friends. If you got friends that are new into the sneaker game or big into the sneaker game, anybody that you feel would appreciate this channel, these videos, maybe want to get in on a couple giveaways, make sure you share the video with them. All right, y'all, so enough with all of that. Let's go ahead and start talking shoes and showing shoes. So we are doing 11s and 12s today. I'm gonna start off heavy right now. I'm gonna go with this shoe. I do have, so obviously we've got the Jordan 11 Concord. Very, very, very special shoe. I think I've worn it maybe 2 or 3 times. I do have a charm on it. Shout out to Shoe Charm City with Ron. Super, super amazing guy. And the quality of the charms, and he's always coming out with new ones, so make sure, I'll put it in the description below, the link for his page. Make sure y'all go check his website out, because he has some seriously amazing charms, and these things are a head turner for sure. Now the shoe itself, this is actually the shoe that I wore for my wedding. It released a month prior, so it was maybe 2 months, but it was super, super perfect timing. This is a shoe, I actually used to see people wearing them when I wasn't huge into sneakers like I am now. And I'm like, what is that? Like, I like it. It's black and white. It's very easy to style. You can do real sporty. You can dress it up like a wedding dress. You know, and I didn't want to spend $350, $400 for it. So then all of a sudden they were re-releasing these things, and I was like, all right, I have to have them. So obviously I got them for retail, because, you know, this was a holiday time. They always do a retro 11. So yeah, 2018, I was super, super excited to be able to pick this up. So we've got the Jordan 11 Low. I'm not a big fan of lows in general, but I do have a couple of these. I feel like with the silhouette, a low works very well. It doesn't make my foot look crazy big. Yes, that is half of what I'm worried about with my sneakers. So this is nothing crazy. It's Jordan 11 Low Coral. I just remember being surprised. It felt like this shoe was fairly difficult to get. They did only do grade school sizing on this. And I just remember when I wore them for the first time, walking around the mall, I had like an employee at one of the finish lines talking about how they were so mad that they weren't able to get them. And I'm like, it's nice. I like that it's all black on the upper, and then, you know, you've got that coral color. Of course, it's fading and it's starting to yellow over time. And then you've got like the tongue is, I don't know if you can tell, the tongue is actually satin. So it is a really nice shoe. It's very, easy to dress up or down, which is again very important, but I just felt like it didn't feel like it should have been that difficult to get because of what it is. You know, it's a low and it's a grade school size, but I am glad that I went ahead and added this to the collection. All right, so here we've got another low. It is the Eris 11 low. I actually made a drive to get this shoe. So I saw it in a more local mall and they didn't have my size. I think they had a 6.5 and it was just a little bit too tight and I wasn't willing to do that for the price point. Because I think these were $175, which is kind of crazy for a low that's in, matter of fact, I'm trying to remember if it's women's sizing. No, it's definitely grade school sizing because I know they had it on the wall like near the women's. But you can see it's got like a mermaid reflective. It gives me mermaid vibes. Just because it almost looks like scales on it. I like it. It's like unicorny, mermaidy. But they didn't have my size at the mall I was at. So I had to drive all the way down to Miami to get it and they had one pair left. And I think at the time there was like a little dirt on one of the little side pieces here, but it was one of those things like I can clean that and I want this shoe and it's here, it's my size. So obviously I bought it. All right, so we've got this was a women's holiday release, which if you checked out my last video, you know that I just mentioned the women's release or women's holiday releases of the 11s, how we are getting that midnight navy with the velvet, where there's usually patent leather. Obviously this one's a little bit different. If you haven't checked that video out, go back and check it out, then come check out the rest of this one. So there's so many shoes in my collection that I thought long and hard about and I almost passed on. This one, when it came out, I wasn't crazy about it. Hubby was like, oh, it's so dope, you gotta add it to the collection. And with the price point, I believe it was like, I think it was $200 or $220. The women's holiday releases of their 11s are always higher price points because they always have some sort of extra added detail that just kind of like really takes it over to the top. This one, you've got like all these little glitter speckles. Like, I don't even know how to describe it properly. They're called the Stingray, or the Stingrays, the Jordan 11 Stingrays. They grew on me for sure, but for whatever reason, a lot of women's holiday releases seem to sit in the stores or end up at the outlet, which is crazy to me. But again, I guess maybe because women aren't spending money like that on sneakers. There are plenty that are, but it's a little bit different than how guys spend their money on their kicks. I did end up getting these for Christmas the year that they came out, and like I said, guys, they kind of grew on me and they're definitely worn. I think these are probably my most worn pair of 11s. All right, so we've got the Jubilee 11s. So this was to commemorate the 25th year of the Jordan 11 being out. So, you know, they did all the silver details. It actually says Jordan on the sides where the laces are. It's a very clean shoe. To me, there's nothing crazy that stands out about it. I think the biggest thing with this shoe is what it represents, what it commemorates, and it's just super easy to style. So I feel like being a sneakerhead, I had to own a pair of these. Again, just kind of a nod to what the 11s have done as far, you know, they're a massive silhouette out there in the sneaker game. 11s are always, a lot of people will say 11s are one of their favorites. Of course, you've got the ones, but these are definitely up there. All right, and we're gonna end our 11s for now. This is it for now with another banger. We've got the Bred 11, another shoe that y'all might be shocked to hear if you keep watching this long. Y'all know who you are. I know who you are, maybe. But this is another shoe that your girl almost passed on because I didn't have a ton of money when they dropped. I didn't know that I needed them. And I also, honestly, I don't think at the time that they released that I understood what a Bred 11 meant in the sneaker community, like how much like iconic power that it holds. And then I got another little sneaker charm on there, which just pops crazy. I actually wore these like this to an event, had mad people like, yo, where did you get the charms on your sneakers? So I was funneling a couple people over to Shoe Term City's little vendor table, so that was really cool. But yeah, it's just, I mean, there's not a lot to say about this shoe, guys. It's a classic. I mean, clearly it is a beautiful shoe. All right, so let's get right into the 12s. So this is the Eris 12. I mean, again, I'm very drawn to things that are very easy to style, very clean. I'm looking and realizing how much black and white I have in the collection, but I also like to have fun with some colors and patterns, as you guys have seen or will see. The thing that really drew me to this shoe, not only was it a women's exclusive, so the sizing is a little bit different. I will say with 12s, for me personally, I feel like a grade school 12 fits a little bit tight, so I'm less likely to wear them as opposed to a women's sizing. So this thing fits like beautifully. I don't wear a ton. The one thing I've noticed, and I'm pretty sure I have holes in some socks, when they do the leather like sock liner, it tends to just rub funny. I don't know what it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm the only one that seems to have this problem. Maybe I have weird ankles and they just rub funny. I don't know. But that's my reasoning for not wearing it as often as I probably should. And it's a little bit bulkier shoe. I do like that, if you guys can see, it's got all the different like reptile prints along it in the leather. So I thought that was a super, super cool little, you know, added detail to it, along with the gold hardware. I love, love, love gold. And then you've got like the little tab on the back there, which is a nice little added detail. One thing I will say, I did pass on the playoff 12s that came out, as well as the royalty 12s that had come out even before that. And the biggest reason is I'm not made of money. I'm not rich by any means. I work hard to be able to afford the pairs that I have, and I resell to afford the pairs that I have. I've said it before. I'll keep it real with y'all, but when it came to those shoes, they were just, to me, and I know that they're iconic, and I know that I'm gonna have some sort of hate for this, and you guys can say what you want. I respect all your opinions. Just make sure you comment your opinions down below. But I feel like the royalties and even the playoffs were so similar to this. The hardware is a little bit different. I mean, yeah, I realize that it has this big white piece here that this doesn't have, but I mean, really guys, can we just take a second and look at the shoe? Like, it's really not that different. This just has the gold. I prefer gold hardware. You know, your Jumpman, the color is different, but the shoe is really not that different. So I wasn't trying to spend extra money on a shoe that I've got something so similar to. So that's just me. All right, so the next pair is the, sorry y'all. The next pair is the Bordeaux 12s. I feel like this shoe took me a while to actually get my hands on. I kept seeing it everywhere in every size except mine. Again, nothing crazy to say. I really, really like the color and the material to it. It's a very nice, I guess it's suede. I don't know what, you know what? I keep wanting to say it's velvet because of the velvet ones. It's the same kind of color, it's similar. Anyhow, it is a really nice suede on it though. It's a very pretty shoe. I feel like it's very feminine, but I also do like to see when guys rock it because it's always different to see how different people pair it. You know, you can make it look more feminine, you can make it look more masculine, whatever, somewhere in between if you want. So nothing crazy to say about this one. It's a pretty shoe. All right, so the last shoe in this section of the series, my last Jordan 12, is the Flu Games. These I have not personally worn, but they have been worn. The condition's not bad. I'm not mad at it. Sneakers are meant to be worn. And to save the money on these, such a classic, iconic pair of sneakers, which I still need to wear along with my Mr. Beast No Hype t-shirt. I do have a shirt. Go check them out, y'all. I'll post this link in the description below as well. I got a really dope t-shirt of Jordan wearing the Flu Games that I need to wear with this. So go follow me on Instagram too, so when I do put the fit together, y'all can see, because I post everything there when it comes to my fits. But yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at the condition. It was a great price for it, and I mean, they're gonna be on my feet. It's not like a trophy or anything, so it is what it is, but just a very classic shoe. I needed it in the collection. So that wraps up part 6 of the collection series. Again, guys, make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you have that notification bell hit so you don't miss any portion of the series or any video at all, for that matter. Let's see what's coming out. I'm gonna be real, I can't think off the top of my head anything crazy that's coming out. I know that the Jade 5s as well as the Yeezy 350 Zebras just released. Did y'all get W's on that? Are those something that you are trying to potentially pay resale for or willing to pay resale for? I'm gonna give my little input on the Jade 5s. I know a lot of people in a lot of these sneaker groups on Facebook are loving them. I absolutely love the color. I don't know about the quality. I haven't seen too many people that got the grade school size mention it or post about it. It's mostly the men with the men's sizes, and quality does tend to differ between the two quite drastically in some cases. I'm hoping that's the case with this, because I went into Snipes at the local mall and they had a pair sitting there, and I'm so sorry if I'm hurting anybody's feelings, but to me, again guys, these opinions are my own. You can respectfully agree to disagree, but the quality for me wasn't it. It was like a funny material. I don't even know what to call it. I don't know, maybe it's a suede, but it was like rough, and then in some places it looked like it was already starting to flake off or rub away, or I don't even know what to call it. I really, really, really wish I had filmed that. I didn't expect to see them, so it was such a last minute thing. I wish I would have filmed so I could have given y'all more of an idea, but they even had my size, and I like the color, but I'm not a big enough fan of the 5 silhouette to go for a shoe that the quality feels like meh. So it is what it is. This weekend I will be going to the Sneaker Swap Miami. And so guys, if you're in the area or you even are in the building and you see a girl walking around filming and doing all that YouTube sneaker stuff, stop over and say hi, you know, come up. And you know, maybe we'll feature you in a little clip of video. Who knows? We'll see how I'm feeling that day. But definitely come over and say hi to your girl, and you know, show some love, show that you show support and all that fun stuff. So that wraps up this segment of the collection series. Guys, keep tuning in as always to see what I've got my eye on next and see what I've got in my collection.